Sure, it's a windy spot, but the view from Matt Lang's workplace out to the ocean and towards the Whangarei Heads can't be beaten. However, for about 10 weeks from Monday until May the 12th, as about 10 kilometres of the highway is fixed, Mr Lang will have to close his Altura Coffee Company cart.
Going to take a direct impact to me. I'm going to be shut down the whole time basically. Due to licensing issues, I'm not able to go to another location, so it's going to mean a complete closure of my business.
The road will open for a week over Easter, but otherwise Mr Lang has no choice other than taking the hit.
It's going to definitely take a strain on the costings for the year, but we just have to work through, and hopefully there's some support out in the community that will help us.
He's had the business for 5 years, through COVID and last year's cyclone, which forced the Brynderwyns road to close for 58 days. He says he's had great support from customers to his spot near a popular lookout and hopes other businesses receive that too.
Hoping that with the shutdown it doesn't affect too many of the local businesses in the local community, as the hills provide the main leeway into the communities, and it provides a lot of customer for the local businesses, so I'm hoping it doesn't affect them too much.
Alternative routes take heavy traffic over towards Dargaville, but other motorists will head east and, along the way, skirt through Waipu, although they won't enter the town centre. At the Waipu Scottish Migration Museum, Kath Barber and Lorraine Lloyd are preparing for a quiet period.
We know it has to be done because we do want good permanent access through the Brynderwyns, but it is definitely going to affect our business here.
Bring a lot of people through town, not necessarily in town. It makes us like a big intersection because they come off the highway and then come into town and then go straight out.
Straight out without spending, although it comes after a busy summer. Waipu ticks along nicely just off the main highway, but increased traffic has its downsides. Mrs Barber says she'll find it hard to get out of her driveway, while Mrs Lloyd says extra travel time means her weekly girls' catch-up in Kaiwaka won't happen.
That won't happen because it'll add an hour and a half to my travel, round trip, without getting stuck behind something. So yeah, 9 or 10 weeks. I'm sure we'll try hard to get somewhere for coffee, but it's annoying, but you know.
At Industry Vintage Antiques and Collectibles, Raina Riley, one of the business's owners, hopes for better this year than last year's closure.
The work needs to be done. That's very important, just to keep the arterial route open. But for businesses like ours, it's going to be tough. Last year, February was practically a zero month, or not even break-even month for us. So we are dreading the time to come.
Missing some of the busy summer period has long-lasting effects too.
And usually the winter months are the quiet months. This is the time when we make the hay, and that will last us through the winter season.
Like many others, shop worker Lucy Bowie also doubts the traffic passing nearby will stop.
It's quite hard on the town too, because crossing the road, just having your normal life is, it's quite problematic, because people don't drive as though they're driving in your little town. They drive because they want to get somewhere.
Down the road, on the bypass, Little Red Coffee owner Jackie Mewett is expecting an uptick in trade as more people stop for refreshments.
I'm looking forward to it. Weekdays should be nice and busy. We've got State Highway 1 coming through. We're in a really good spot in town, and I think the trade should be good.
Mrs Mewett's only worry is people might be travelling now so they can avoid the Brynderwyns closure, although that didn't happen last year.
The closures were totally sweet. Like, we had nice busy days. No complaints.
On the other side of the hills, Kaiwaka Cheese Shop Assistant Director Crystal Faber also worries that in heavy traffic, drivers won't stop.
Usually when the traffic is very slow, people don't stop anymore. They just want to keep going to the next destination. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
At least people will still go through the town, unlike last year.
Last time the traffic went around Kaiwaka, so we missed a lot of traffic, a lot of customers because of that. So hopefully this time it will be a bit better, but it does affect us.
Mrs Faber says the extra kilometres delivery drivers have to travel over alternative routes mean increased costs too. The work was originally going to start on February the 7th, but was delayed after an outcry from businesses.